Ali Balaghe, how are you, mate?
Great, great. Yourself, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. It's good to finally meet you in person. I feel like I've known you for a long time. I've seen you around, but we've never actually had a face-to-face
Same.
conversation. We've had a few conversations, online,
Yeah.
but nothing in person, man. So it's good to finally meet you in
Good to
person.
meet you as well, brother.
Man, you're blowing up at the moment.
Alhamdulillah.
Everywhere,
Alhamdulillah.
everywhere I look, I'm seeing Ali Balaghe, I'm seeing the 1%, I'm seeing Ecom, all that sort of stuff. So I thought it's only right that I get you on and we have a bit of a chat and let people figure out who you are, who you really are.
Yeah.
Because I think with a lot of things, especially with social media, is we feel like we know someone. We feel like because we see your day to day. But do we actually know you? That's a whole other thing, right? So who you are online and who you are as a person are two totally different things. So I think it'd be good for the people to get to know you a little bit. I know your main bread and butter now is ecom.
Yeah.
But you've had quite a journey to get here.
Quite a journey, mate.
So it obviously didn't start with ecom.
No.
But first and foremost, you grew up in the area, right around here.
From Arncliffe, man.
From Arncliffe.
Yeah. Grew up in the area around the boys.
And you currently still in Arncliffe?
Still Torella, yeah.
Still there?
Mate, love it. Love it. I travel a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm based here, but every 2 to 3 weeks I'm traveling. I think I've traveled 22 times this year already. So
22 times already?
yeah, up and down Gold Coast,
Yeah.
Thailand, around the world a little bit.
And is that all just work based, or is that
No,
leisure
it's
or
both? To be honest, a lot of the Queensland trips are for work because I'm working on a lot of projects with a lot of my mates up there.
Yep.
But usually, it's both, man. It's my lifestyle. It's what I like to do. I love to travel.
Look, man, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
And I love seeing the travel videos and all that sort of stuff. It's very motivating, inspiring.
Thank you.
But I wanna talk a little bit about your upbringing. Your childhood.
Of course.
I think that's important. We start with there because that generally shapes who you are and what you become. So you grew up in Arncliffe.
Yeah.
You went to school here with all the boys from the area. As we all did. From what I've read and what I've heard is you were quite a bright student.
Very academically good, yeah.
Academically bright.
Yeah.
And you did fairly well in your HSC, right?
I got 93 in my ATAR.
93 in your ATAR.
93, yeah.
Yeah.
But look, man, I come from a divorced family, as a lot of boys do, a lot of kids do in our Lebanese community, unfortunately. But you can either be a victim of your past or you can let it fuel your fire. And for a long time, I was a victim, you know. So I did very well. I was always, trying to make my dad pleased. I was always trying to please people. I was always academically very gifted, I ended up doing something I didn't want to do. So I got into medical science in UTS. Didn't really like it, man. So I couldn't really pursue it because it wasn't my passion. So I felt a bit lost. And you get lost along the way a little bit. You get drowned into the parties, into the this, and so I kind of lost interest.
What was it like growing up in a broken household though? How old were you when your parents?
4.5.
Fairly young.
Fairly young. It was me and my brother. My dad got remarried straight away.
Are you the older
I'm
of the
the
two?
oldest, yeah.
Okay, so you and your brother and your dad got remarried straight away. So
dad
you
got
grew up with
remarried.
your mum or with your
My
dad?
dad, yeah.
With your dad?
I grew up with my father. He didn't let us
Okay,
go.
that's different.
It's different, yeah.
Yeah.
So, alhamdulillah, look, it was good. It was great that, as boys, my dad taught us how to be very strong. He got remarried. He moved on. He showed us, you can move on in life and you be strong about it. You don't let your... Actually, my dad's a big motivator for me, to be honest, and my mum. Moved on, had 4 more kids, grew up in a normal family.
Your dad had 4 more kids?
Yeah, 4 more kids, but
And
obviously, we grew up together, which was great. So I'm one of 6 now.
Wow.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, big family.
The oldest of 6?
Oldest of 6. Actually, oldest of 55 cousins.
Big responsibility.
To be honest, exactly, right? So it was a lot on my shoulders. And I always had this pressure, go to university, do this, do that. The normal system. But something in my brain told me, this isn't right.
As with most of us boys.
Yeah, what do you mean? You want me to...
I'm sure your dad had the same mentality as my dad. I left war-torn Lebanon to come here to give my kids a better life. And
exactly.
I need you to study. I need you to become a doctor, lawyer, or a builder or architect. So
there was a lot of pressure on me. And I think when I turned 18, got into university, and I started to see and I started to realize this is not really what I wanted to do. I can never imagine myself studying an extra 4 years after school just to work for someone. just to earn a salary of 120, 150K, it wasn't enough for me. Like my brain always had bigger. I used to write down when I was young, millionaire by 30, always when I was like 10 years old. So I always had this manifestation kind of thing. So fitting into the society, fitting into the system, I felt was a scam, you know? So I started to rebel.
Okay.
And as we all do, a lot of us do, and a lot of the youth do at 18 years old, you know, they find the party life, you know, everything that they tell us is wrong, we want to go do, right? And you don't realize till you be older that you've just wasted all your years. So from 18 to 24, I was a bit lost, to be honest.
You dropped out of uni fairly quickly?
Dropped out of uni after 2 years.
So you did half a degree, essentially?
I've done half a degree, then I went into psychology. I thought, I love psychology, all right?
So you pivoted from med science to psychology?
Correct, to psychology. Why? I don't know, I just was very intrigued by the mind, you know? I really, I was very intrigued by people's body language, the way they talk, the way philosophers, I'm very philosophical in that way, you know? Like I listen to Nikolai Machiavelli, I listen to a lot of like Napoleon Hills, I listen to a lot of great figures that speak. And back then I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I thought if I get into psychology, I'll learn something more. First year, hated it. Definitely not my thing. So dropped out of there and just went into NBN, man. Honestly, I just done what a lot of other kids and a lot of other young men from our area do, and got into construction.
So was it because like you had a feeling like, look, let's go back, because I did uni as well.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was 18, 19 in uni, and the boys that I grew up with that didn't go down that path and got into trades and all that sort of stuff, you know, they were making money straight away.
Correct. That's what it was all about.
While we weren't, you know, was that that a motivator behind wanting to leave university?
So as soon as I turned 18, my dad wanted me to pay board and lodging, you know, $100 a week. But now I see that as he's taught me responsibility. Yeah. Back then I'm like, what the, you know, like, why are you making me pay rent in my own home?
How dare you?
How dare you? And you want me to do full-time studies? How am I supposed to make money? So I ended up dabbling in the wrong things. I'm going to be honest with you. I ended up doing the wrong things. Like that quick fix we were speaking about before, you know, you see people doing this, you see people doing that, you see them get this, you see them get that, and you want it, you know? So as a young kid, I'm like, you know what, the only way is to do something wrong. And I ended up getting into that path, and I only destroyed myself for a while, you know? I ended up, how raw do you want me to be?
No, I mean, I want you to be as honest as...
I'm going to be honest.
I want you to be... Look, I think it's only fair that you're honest as possible, right? 100%. I think it's only fair that the people get to know your whole story. Yeah. You know, for real.
I don't really
There's
like to hide. I don't care about hiding anything, to be honest, because I feel like it's a message. I feel like I went through what I went through to help the youth.
Well, you become you by going through what you go through, right?
I don't regret shapes anything, alhamdulillah. You know?
Yeah. So you dropped out of university. So you did med science. You know, you're doing psychology now. You've realized, shit, this isn't for me.
This isn't for me, man.
You know, I want to make money.
Businessman,
I want to make money.
I'm a businessman, mate. I love business. I love sales. I love speaking to people.
So if you love business and sales, why drop out and get into NBN?
Okay, because obviously, you know, I was doing other things, to be honest. You know, I was doing other things. I was doing my own little businesses on the side. And then I said to myself, you know what? The point where I went into NBN was the day that I said to myself, I'm going to stop doing all this shit. You know, so... When
you say you had businesses on the side?
Yeah, stupid businesses, you know, like those, the ones that we can't really talk about.
Yeah?
Just okay. those type of businesses. And I started doing a lot of dumb things and getting influenced by the wrong people. But subhanAllah, God just closed every single door in my face. I'd be up, and then boom, drop. Up, drop. That's why I told the youth, it's not worth it. Wallah, it's not worth it, you know. You dance with the devil, you do this thing, you think you're some guy, but you're actually nothing.
Easy money isn't real.
It's not real. And it goes like that. I'd end up 10 grand and then in debt the next day. Up 5 grand, in debt 3 days later. Nothing ever worked out for me. So I'm like, there must be something else. The day I got into NBN was the day I said to I've made a promise to God, I'll never sell anything wrong again. You know, I won't dabble into these things anymore. God, please, I know I'm going to eat shit right now. Allow me to eat mud. And subhanAllah, I fucking ate mud. Literally, I was digging holes, you know, and I accepted it. I said, you know what? I'm going to do this job. And I actually got really good at it. I became fucking a mad pit installer, machine operator, got my licenses. I started to have another trajectory for my life.
Yep.
And I said to myself, you know, I can get machines, I can get contracts, I can be a subby, and I can make good money. I was doing
So you started thinking owner?
Straight away. Yeah. Straight away. It's like, I'll get good at this, but I'll become an owner. So my brain always goes to that.
Yep.
I hate working for people. I hate that. Wake up at 6 a.m. This cunt tells me what to do. That guy, I can't stand it. It's not me, you know. I'm not that type of person. So I'd always feel depressed when I'm working for someone. But I said, you know what, God, thank you. Let me learn the lesson. I kept working, NBN, got really good at it. Had this vision for my life. I was saving up to buy a truck.
Yep.
And then, alhamdulillah, my blessing in disguise came one day in Ramadan. It was early 2020, Ramadan of 2020. I ended up injuring my spine on site.
How did that happen?
Yeah, so me and someone were holding, it was like a rainy day. Everything happened so crazily, yeah. It was a rainy day. The operator, it was in North Bondi. The operator was at the top of the job. We're at the bottom. We had to get an asphalt, you know, the fucking, what is it? The asphalt grinder for the road, yeah? The asphalt plate whacker.
Yep.
Okay? So we had to get that off the truck. The guy goes to me, man, we're going to take it off with our hands. I'm like, are you sure? I go, the machine operator's supposed to do that with his clip. He goes, no, they want us to do it now. I go, all right, no worries. I got on the truck, jumped off. We're getting it off the truck, me and him. As he's bent down, I've bent down, it slipped out of his hands. And I clutched onto it, and I heard something crack in my back. And I said, I'll walk it off. I instantly fell to the floor, I couldn't. Ended up going to the hospital, and they told me you've burst both your discs have burst, and they've sat onto your sciatica.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old were you at this point? 25?
So 24, 25, yeah, about 5.5
fairly
years
young,
ago.
Fairly young for
Injured my spine.
For a spine injury like that?
Yeah. So all pretty much, man, my life has went from failure to failure to failure to failure. My success is built over failures, right? And at the time, I felt like a big victim. I'm like, wow, I tried to do this in life. God, I tried to be good, you know.
So at this point, you're like angry.
Like angry at the world.
You know, I've tried multiple things. I've tried to do the right thing and have a legit.
Why are you doing this to me? You know, like victim mindset, right?
Yeah.
And this lasted for about 3 months. I'll tell you, 3 months. Started drugging myself with painkillers, feeling sorry for myself, and at this point, I was at a big low, right? And mind you, I've already hit rock bottom before, and I've gotten up from it. So I started to think about it. I'm like, do I put myself back into this lifestyle that I used to come from? Do I fall back into it? Or do I pick myself up and do something about it?
It's very easy to go backwards, right?
It's the easiest
Especially
thing
when
to
you
do.
feel like, you know, things aren't going your way.
Exactly. That's the easiest thing to do, is to drown in your sorrow, be a victim, and go back to your old bullshit lifestyle. That's the easy route, you know, but I didn't want to choose the easy route. COVID came around, alhamdulillah, at the same time, right? So COVID hit, all these e-commerce courses started popping up. Everyone knows the Matthew Lepres, and everyone knows, I don't even want to say his name because I got dramas with him, but...
With who, with Matthew?
Yeah, 84.
Okay.
All these people started popping up. I said to my mum, I didn't have much money at the time. They'll put me on like $800 a week. I was surviving. I had a wife at the time, so I was married to a Brazilian girl. We were like 2 years into our relationship. I had my own apartment. I was living on my own, and I lost my job. So they were giving me compensation, $800 a week, and I was surviving off it. Anyway, and then my mum comes. She goes, I'm going to give you an early birthday present. You want to get into this course? Here's $500. My mum, shout out mum, she's the best. She deserves the world, to be honest. She's helped me in every point of my life, you know. And my father, of course, but my mother's always been there. She ended up giving me $500 to get into an e-commerce course.
So to jump into a course yourself?
Into a course.
Okay.
And I'm a very obsessive person. Right? When I do something, I'm all in. I don't know if you're the same. I feel like you are the same when you do something.
Pretty much,
all in, my brother, you know. So I went all in, man. 16 hours a day, obsessed with becoming successful in e-commerce. I could see people successful, and I could see a lot of people failing.
What was it about e-commerce that caught your attention?
It's just hustling.
Yeah.
So to me, it was just a legitimate way of hustling product. So the way it hit me, it's like, okay, import a product from here, send it to a customer. Now I actually have a platform where I can go loud, and I can use the platform to market my products, create a sales page. It's pretty much, you enter a Westfield, yeah? Why is there so many shops there? Because the Westfield brings the traffic, but the shops are where the sales are made. So same thing as Shopify, same thing as social media. Social media is now the platform, the media platform. Everybody is on social media. How many hours a day do you scroll? Do you check your screen time? I scroll, but I'm on my phone.
Hours, yeah.
I'm on my phone 8 to 9 hours a day because I work as well. But you can get really stuck into scrolling. You can really become a consumer, and this life doom scroller. And what they're trying to do now is they're trying to get us into consumerism. The whole world is centered around consumerism, right? Look at Labubus. Look at all this rubbish that comes out, and people sell it. They buy it blindlessly, right?
They're just it's FOMO, right?
It's all FOMO.
They just want to be part of the trend. Yeah.
Correct. So we're going from trend to trend now. Anyway, I started to realize these things, and I seen the power of social media. 5-6 years ago, I could see the power of it, and I'm like, I really need to utilize this. So I started doing the course, and I started investing in a lot of mentors, a lot of courses. I ended up failing my first 4 times, and I was $20,000 in a hole.
You started like 4 different online businesses?
Yeah, so 1 fail, 2 fail, 3 fail, 4 fail, right?
Okay, and this was like finding a product, selling it
Find
online.
the product, make a website, build your social media, and start using ads to sell the product.
Why do you think those first 4 failed?
I was just a beginner. It's normal. It's very, very normal. I'd rush into things. I'd take the wrong advice. I'd get scammed by this guy. I'd trust this guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd watch this video, rush into things, think I'm going to do this right. And it's just noob mistakes.
Do you feel like you were chasing like a quick turnaround?
Not really. No. I was there to learn, but I was there to fail forward. I had the mindset. I know I need to fail in order to learn. Because all my life, man, my biggest lessons came from failure. You know, think about your life and think about when you've been going good. You become blind. You become complacent. You become comfortable. Your biggest lessons come from...
Your ego starts to grow.
Yeah, your ego. Oh, mate, I can do whatever I want now. The world's working for me. Khalas, you know, I'm done. I'm good. And then, boom, you get hit with that big slap in the face. And then you're like, hold on. I'm actually doing a lot wrong. So it's actually when you fail, you will actually grow. So when you shift your mindset to failure equals growth, that's when your life changes. And I've been thinking like that for a very long time now. So I was happy to fail. I was happy to learn. I was happy to lose money at the beginning. A lot of people, they get into e-commerce. That's why all this scam business around e-commerce, look, a lot of people online, a lot of gurus, they're very fake, right? They'll say, I'll build a course, I'll make quick money. Very easy for me. But I was actually in the trenches. I had to learn properly.
So you failed your first 4.
I failed my first 4, and then someone, alhamdulillah, because I started giving advice about it and I was actually vocal about it, someone came up to me and they're like, I like what you do. Like, I can see you get some good results. Let's partner up. This woman came to me. Let's partner up and start a home decor company.
Oh, so you were approached by somebody
to go
start
50-50.
Right, okay.
You know?
So, what company?
Home decor company.
Home decor company.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, so it's now based in Revesby.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah, it's a very good company. It's doing very well at the moment. We've been running it for 5 years. But she came up to me. I had a specialty, Facebook advertising. So I made sure at the beginning I focused on making myself very good at the skills of e-commerce. Not very much I was making a lot of money to start. I'd focus on actually building the skills, website development, content creation, funnel structure, advertising through sponsored ads, advertising through TikTok, Facebook. It was more Facebook, Instagram back then. TikTok was just emerging. But Facebook, Instagram was the main thing, right? So learn meta ads. And that was the thing I learned.
So this girl that approached you, did you guys have a relationship in the past or anything?
Online,
or just completely online?
A lot of my relationships that have, brought me, alhamdulillah, a lot of successes just come from online. That's why I push people, make yourself present online. It's very, very important to have a personal brand these days. So I started my personal brand in conjunction to starting my product brands at the same time, So I always thought to myself, my personal brand will grow while my product businesses grow.
Okay.
So I always had this multiple income stream mindset as well. I'm not just going to make money from selling product. I want to make money from different things as well, right?
Okay.
So
tell me about that journey.
Yeah, of course.
With this new brand,
Of
when you've been approached now, and obviously somebody's seen something in you.
Correct.
And that's usually how it goes when it comes to partnerships, right? You have an idea or something, and your strength is over here, and that person's strength is over there, and that's why you team up. So she's obviously seen some strength in you.
So she's seen my marketing techniques, they were really good. I was able to help other people as well. Like, I did fail my 4 businesses, but I was helping other businesses at the same time. So I'd take on work for free just to get results, And I knew that results are going to build trust later on, and build trust is going to allow me to get good partnerships. So I always had this in my mind, this business mindset. She ended up coming to me. She goes, Ali, I want you to run my ads. We have some product. I can't sell them, right? help me sell them.
So she had already started this business.
She had already started the business.
Right,
She
okay,
registered everything.
okay.
She had the product from China. She bring it over. It's COVID.
Was having trouble selling it.
She couldn't sell. She was stuck making 100 a day, 50 a day, losing money. I'm like, all right, let's restructure. Restructured the website, restructured this, restructured the ads. Alhamdulillah, we've done $500,000 in the first year.
In the first year?
First year, $500,000.
That's crazy.
And actually, I've got my Shopify. I can open it for you.
You still got the screenshots?
No, I've got the Shopify now running.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The current store now.
Correct.
Cool.
I'm in
Okay.
airplane mode right now. Let me see if it works. Is there a Wi-Fi here, maybe?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
So it should be right. Yeah. So now we're doing every 30 days about 150 grand. When you think.
That's all right.
We'll do that after. Yeah, I'll show that.
Every 30 days?
30 days. It does about 150, 180 grand a month now.
A month?
Yeah. Revenue, correct. And
Okay.
we're looking at about a 45% profit margin because we've got high margins on our products. So after those 4 failures and after helping a lot of other people, I was able to find my breakthrough. You know, so that was my breakthrough. I'm like, yes, finally, you know, we made it. And it made up for all the losses.
Kind of found you.
Kind of found me, exactly. Alhamdulillah, you know,
Put
God,
yourself
it's all
out there.
through God. It's being, you put yourself out. It's attraction marketing. You know, I believe heavily in attraction marketing. That's why we do our content. That's why we say things. That's why I educate. That's why, because it's gonna find you.
So initially, when this person's approached you, she was just looking for help with marketing and ads. At what point was it like, hey, you know, like, we should do this
Because
together?
I'm a good salesman. That's why.
How did that come about?
I said, look, you're not making money at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't want you to pay me. I want a percentage in the business. She goes, done. If you can make me money, I'll give you 50% of the profits.
Okay.
I'm like, easy, done. Let's do it. And then we ended it after that. After I made $500,000 in the first year, we signed the contract and we went 50-50 in the business. You know, I invested in product. She invested in product. Now she goes to China every 6 months, gets more products now. We've got over 850 products now, alhamdulillah, in our warehouse. Her and her daughters do most of the work, to be honest. I just do the marketing. And it's very passive for me at the moment.
Okay.
It's like a half an hour a day I spend on the business, and alhamdulillah, it brings in a lot of money. So from that success, what I done is I started the marketing agency. I don't know if you know Cassandra from the Purple Panda.
I a couple of conversations back
So
and
we
forth,
partnered up, me and her, and we started. So I started a mentorship program. She had an agency, and so let's go back to Bizzo. Let's go back to hustling, right? So in my mind, I'm like, all right, let's get people into a program, help them create a brand like this, give them the whole blueprint, the whole process, and then upsell them photography, videography, website development, social media management, Facebook ads, Google ads. So what I did is I'll teach you how to get involved, and then I'll middleman services through her. We had an office together in 7-Eleven in Rockdale, and this is 2022. This is maybe my peak year, making 200, 300, 400 grand a month in revenue, to be honest. And that was like
that with the homewares and this combined?
everything together.
Right.
Yeah. I was doing crazy figures, but I was working 14 hours a day. My health became really bad. I became really fat. I got up to 104 kilos. And I was always lean, always fit, you know. So my health deteriorated.
Yeah.
But you know, when you start a business, you got to go all in.
Yeah, you got to put the hours in. It's not going to build itself, right?
Yeah. But alhamdulillah, that was my biggest year, and that year woke me up to a lot of things, and that was my like big business year. And from there, man, I built myself up. I spent like over $300,000 on my own ads that year, got myself out there. That's when I started to become big. And you know, people will join and they'd see my success and they'd think that it's an overnight process.
Yep.
Right? So you get a lot of people, when you're trying to help people, you get a lot of people coming with the wrong mindset. Now, I can lead a horse to water. I can never force them to drink the water. I can give you the blueprint. I can give you everything to succeed. Does that mean you're going to go and do it?
No, probably
not.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to, like, exactly the same way I went to university and I failed. Why? Because my brain wasn't in it. I didn't want to do it, you know? Or at one point in time, I wanted to do it. And then after a while, I said, nah, stuff this. I don't want to do it. So what ends up happening, right, is a lot of people, that, especially from our community, they'll come in, they'll expect a quick money thing, right? Because they all want to make quick money, like you said, the mindset of the youth, of the shabab, you know? And they'll come into it thinking it's an overnight success where I had to blood, sweat and tears to get where I am today.
Yep.
And then it doesn't work out from the first time. What do? They call you a scammer. Oh, you took my money. Oh, you scammed me. Oh, That's why I don't really care about what anyone says, to be honest. When I've seen so much with my own eyes, and I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of e-commerce brands, think about this, yeah? Why has every major company gone online? Why do they all have online platforms? Look at Woolworths. Woolworths selling products online, is that a scam? Definitely not. But they've built their brand, they've built their persona online. People trust Woolworths, that they're going to get the product to their house. They've built a system.
Why is it? Why? Because there is a bit of scam culture around.
There is. That's why. Because there
is. I mean, not to say that you're scamming people yourself, but there is a bit of scam culture around e-commerce and selling courses and all that sort of stuff, right? Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think there's a big scam culture around e-commerce?
Think about this, yeah? Think about stocks, think about crypto. Let's go back to crypto, yeah? Some people will come around in the community and say, invest money with me and I'll put it in a crypto coin and you get all this money. Or like pyramid schemes. Think about pyramid schemes. Think about people play on the emotion of get rich quick. Okay?
Because everyone wants it now.
Correct.
Yeah.
So e-com can give you this shiny object syndrome where, hey, why are you working that much? And this is the type of content that works, right? So the content that actually sells is I take you away from pain, bring you to pleasure. I take you away from hard work and, hey, sell a product online and you'll make money.
So yeah, that sort of that whole mindset kind of goes into a lot of businesses though, because it happens in our industry too. I mean, you get barbers that have been cutting hair for 6 months and all of a sudden they're educators and, they come do my masterclass and all that sort of stuff. Correct. So, but no one really looks at that and says, scam. So do you think it's a proven lack of knowledge from that person? Is that what it is? Like,
that's exactly.
So say I start an e-commerce store, I'm 6 months in, all of a sudden I want to teach you how to make money.
That's exactly
the other person's going to look at that and say, well, hold on, you're 6 months in. What can you teach me that I can't teach myself in 6 months that I have to pay you for? Is that kind of the mentality?
That's what it is, man. That's all it is. And I made sure I put in the work, And the reason why...
Because you had built your online business.
I've got my own online business. So this was my step-by-step process, right? Build your own e-commerce brand. Make sure that's successful. Open a marketing agency to help other e-commerce brands scale and other business, not only e-commerce brands, Forex companies, real estates, coaching companies, service-based businesses. I've helped a lot of businesses scale their business through sponsored ads, social media. So get a lot of experience through that. And then I can sell courses. Do you know what I mean? Now I'm qualified to teach you. Why am I qualified? Because I've got all this experience. Am I telling everybody they're going to be successful from off the bat? No, definitely not. The way I sell it is you put in the effort, you keep going with it, you will stumble upon success.
Okay.
You get me?
All right.
It doesn't happen overnight. You need to fail to learn. I'm going to teach you, but end of the day, your experience will be different to my experience.
Yep.
And it's all is it from Allah as well,
Because this is what I want to get into as well, right? As we just said, there's a big scam culture around e-commerce and selling courses and everything, because for a lot of people, it's like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Correct.
Build a personal brand, make people believe I'm successful.
Yep.
I'm only 12 months in. Yep. Shiny object syndrome, as you said. People are going to look at me like, shit, Billy is driving, this car, or Ali is driving this car. He must be making money. Hey guys, let me teach you how to make money.
Yeah, exactly.
You sell them a course for whatever it is you sell it for, and then they don't make money straight away. You think that's why people are calling you a scammer, you reckon?
Of course.
But there are people in e-com that actually take advantage of that.
Of course, and that's why.
Yeah.
When you're in an industry full of scammers, what's the stereotype? When you're in an area full of lebos, what's the stereotype? Do you get what I mean? It's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's just a mindset thing, and it's going to happen whether you like it or not. So what you can do, if you want to teach anything, make sure you have the knowledge, Make sure you know what you're talking about.
Make sure you've proven yourself first.
And if you see a lot of my videos online, you'd see that I have a lot of educational content. Yeah. It's not flexy. It's not too flexy. Right now, I'm trolling the internet 100%. Yeah. Why? Because I've figured out how to get views. In the last 7 days, I've been able to get like over 500,000 views.
Before we get into that, though, I want to start an e-commerce course. I'm seeing Ali Balaghe.
Yeah.
He's driving Lambos. Yeah. He's flying to Queensland every weekend. He's going to Bali. He's living the life, right?
Yeah.
I approach Ali Balaghe. Hey man, I want to start. Talk me through the process for the people that
Of
you
course,
know
of
that want
course.
to talk me through the
That
process.
actually want to do it, right? So a lot of people, they're going to just sell you a course, okay? Where it's with me, because I've got a lot of time on my hands, alhamdulillah, because I've made my incomes passive, you have a link where you can book me in. And for the next 3 to 6 months, I'm very approachable. You can book me in for half an hour at a time or 15 minutes at a time, and I'll guide you through the process step by step.
Okay.
I'll show you examples. I'll show you what's trending right now. You got TikTok.
So you're not just sending out like a
Nah, I'm not
like a PDF or something.
I've never done that. So I've never been
'Cause
the
that's
type
what
of
happens.
person. A lot of people do that and see you later. Bye bye.
Well, that's what happens, right? That's where the
That's
whole
the scam.
scam culture
Yeah.
comes from,
I've never
because
done
it's
that
like
myself.
I can jump into ChatGPT right now and get it to spit out a PDF
Correct.
for me
Correct.
and sell it to people.
Correct.
But you don't do that.
No way.
Okay,
No.
so I approach you, Ali. I want to start an e-commerce store. I'm booking calls with you personally.
Correct. It's me.
Okay.
So I used to have a team, but then I
Yep.
found that my team was not good enough. So
Okay.
you try to train people up enough, and this is why maybe when I grew too fast, I had 15 people working under me, different coaches
Under Ecom Goats.
under Ecom Goats working
Yep.
as coaches, and a lot of them were not as good. Do you know what I mean? So when I grew too fast, it started tarnishing my reputation a little bit because of other people. So in 2023, I sacked every single person,
Okay.
and I said I'm gonna size down my business, my company. I don't need this income too much right now because I've got other incomes, and I'll just take people on myself. And that's what I've been doing since 2023, and I've been helping a lot of people, alhamdulillah, do very, very well, start brands, start drop shipping stores, because they're working with me one-on-one.
So more high ticket
It's more high ticket
in
yeah.
that regard, because they're
Correct.
working directly with
Correct. So it's a mentorship program. I don't charge too much, to be honest. But later on, we can form a business partnership together. So I have a program where we can go 70-30 later, you 70, me 30 in the business, and then we can scale together and we can
So
benefit
you help
from each
them.
other,
So you help them get it off the ground,
essentially, and then partner with them.
and then you partner with them.
Correct.
And you've done this already
Alhamdulillah,
with a
yeah.
few people.
Yeah, 35 people now.
35 people. So
Yeah.
you're a
Co-owner
30%
of 35
co-owner of
businesses.
35
yeah.
online businesses.
And inshallah up to 1,000 now. So my next goal is to become 1,000 business owner. That's the next goal, and that's over the next 5 years, and that's why we've created a new company called Brand HQ.
At what point, though? At what point do you think the business is scaled enough for you to
3
jump
months.
in? 3 months.
3 months.
Does
yeah.
it have to hit certain revenue
Yeah. It's gotta
figures?
hit at least 10K a month.
10K a month.
Yeah, 10K a month
Of
over
revenue.
3 months revenue. Even if you're looking at 30% profit margins for that month, I know now I can scale this business.
Yeah.
And then we get into partnership.
That sounds pretty fair.
Yeah.
Because essentially you help them get started. You help them
Correct.
find the products. You help them set it all up. They start making money. Then it's like, okay.
It's their own choice though. So you have an option. You can stay with me 70-30. I don't charge you for my marketing services, or you pay a fee and you take 100% of the business, or you go on your own. You've got 3 options.
Okay.
No one's locked in. No one's stuck. That's why I told you there's out of everyone, 35 people have done it with me now. And that's what I'm trying to build. So my whole goal is not just to sell you a course and make quick money off you. I don't
Yeah.
really care about that money,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yep.
It's for me to mentor you and grow you into a business owner. And from there, we can then partner off. And I don't have to worry about the business. Now you're a manager of the business, right? And I have my team in place, work with you. I take 30 and I forget about it. See you later. That's what an entrepreneur does.
Yep.
He sets up businesses and forgets about them. He doesn't work inside the business. He works on the business, not in the business, but on the business, right? So I'll create the teams, I'll create the system, I'll create the marketing techniques, I'll check up once a week with you, I'll create the managers, I'll create it all, and then see you later, I'll take my cut. That's what I do. That's my business model.
You're not exiting though. Like you're
No,
still
no,
you're
I'm
still there.
30%
You're still
owner,
supporting,
But I
right?
fire myself from the business. Right? So you
Okay.
fire yourself. And I've been able to learn this because I spent over 150 grand on my own mentoring. A lot of people, they spend 2 grand on a mentor, they think, oh, I got scammed. I've spent over $150,000 personal development, business mentorship, seminars, workshops, weekly this. That's why Queensland, I'll go overseas, I'll do all this stuff. Dubai. I went to Dubai for 8 days to get into a crypto company.
Okay.
As well. And I've been scammed $60,000 in crypto, but I never gave up and I ended up getting into this company. Funny story. I got scammed 60 grand. I had a network of people that were getting into this crypto company, right? They were launching tokens and they wanted me to know they said it took me for 8 nights for free to Dubai. Because I got so scammed, they're like, brother, you know exactly what a scam is in crypto now. Please come with us to tell us if it's a scam. Subhanallah, yeah? From being scammed, I made $280,000 in 2 days.
You made
that token,
280 grand in 2 days.
From that token that they launched, because I sussed it out, it was a good token. We ended up making bank. And from that 60K loss and being scammed, I turned it around and I allowed that company to help me make $280,000 in 2 days.
Wow. 280 grand in 2 days.
It's a mindset thing.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, they launched a token. It was called Kimba.
Okay.
And it went from 0 to half a billion
Market cap. Wow, in 2 days. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. So alhamdulillah, we all made bank from that. And the reason why I got there is because I got scammed. That's the only reason why I was able to get into the opportunity.
Yep.
And I have the mindset, doesn't matter what I lose, I know that loss is going to turn into something.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can't get into any sort of business and never expect to lose, right? The losses is what teaches you.
Exactly. And that's why the system is a scam. Okay. The system is a scam because all they do is teach us how to be workers, security, comfort. That day I got injured taught me that my boss doesn't give a shit about me. He doesn't care about me. He told me, you don't got a job now. Sacked me off the bat, gone. Yeah. And tried to do everything in his power not for me to, and I got paid at 80 grand. It's 80 grand for my life, for my livelihood. Disgusting, you know? That's when I knew the system is broken.
Yep.
That's when I knew insurance companies are dogs.
Yep.
That's when I knew that workers and bosses are dogs and they look at you as a number. They don't care about you. They act like they care about you when you're scratching their back. Other than that, they don't give a shit about you. And we're taught our whole life to go to school, go to university. Oh, the bell rings, go to class. Oh, listen to the teacher, listen to this. I don't want to listen to anyone. I'm a free thinker, you know, and I always have been. And that's why probably I've rebelled in the past. And a lot of people that are free thinkers, unfortunately, they get into that lifestyle, the wrong lifestyle. Why? Because they're starting to think this system is corrupt. But my advice to the youth, instead of getting into the lifestyle, build a business for yourself. Just try things. Try be your own boss, you know. Learn the skills to be your own man, your own woman. There's so much opportunity now. You can post a video and get 100,000 views. Imagine you're in a room with 100,000 people. Aren't you going to feel overwhelmed?
100,000 people is a lot of people.
Imagine 1 million. My mates are getting 1.8 million views a video. You know?
Talk to me about your mates. You brought up your mates.
Yeah.
Because it seems like you have this little crew going.
Yeah.
Now there's a couple of you boys.
It's online mafia.
You got a little crew going. There's yourself and a couple of boys, I think, from Queensland. Abdullah. And I haven't met Abdullah. I've never spoken to Abdullah.
Yeah, top
I don't know him personally.
Very ambitious kid. Very crazy.
Yeah. So tell me. So how did you all come together? How did you all meet and form this online group?
To be very honest with you, at the start when I met Abdul, I was having a fallout with him. I was telling him you're a scammer.
This is Abdullah? Yeah. So, okay, all right, there we go.
So the way we became mates was me trying to tell him, brother, what you're doing is wrong.
Why?
Because I couldn't hack it.
What couldn't you hack?
There was something he was doing that was wrong. And I ended up...
Hold on, what do you mean?
Okay, let's not get too much into detail, but he was but he made a video, yeah? He made a video. So
you're saying you were reaching out to him, you didn't know him at this point?
I didn't know him.
So you're calling him a scammer?
I could see him.
But
he had
why?
a bit of a lack of knowledge about something.
Yeah.
And it was misleading in one thing.
What was he doing?
Just something about ads that was wrong, right? Just say a point about ads that was wrong. And I go, brother, you can't be teaching people. This is wrong.
Okay.
And he goes, you know what? He's a gentleman. I'll tell you why he's a gentleman. Because he called me and he goes to me, brother, I want you to teach me.
Okay.
He's a humble kid. He goes to me, I don't have knowledge in this. I'm very good at my personal brand and doing all this stuff. And I know how to do content. But this stuff I don't know. He paid me money for me to teach him. To teach him ads, to teach him systems, funnels, this and that. So he actually wanted to learn. And that's why I respect him. You know, he was young. He's much younger than me. He's 25. I'm 31 this year, you know. And I had a lot of knowledge at the time. And I see him, he's an Arab brother. And, you know, he's doing well. And you had this Jessica Foster girl that had 500,000 followers. And she was selling his course. He's very good with the affiliate system.
Jessica Foster, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, this Iraqi girl from Melbourne.
She was working with him?
She was working for him, yeah, selling his course, right?
Okay.
And then, alhamdulillah, you know, we became mates after that. And I helped him blow up on TikTok. He started blowing up. He started doing things the right way. And we formed a very good relationship. After that, we never done business together for a very long time. We were mates. Up and down Queensland, you know. Mates, that's about it. And then, when was it? 2020, end of 2022, we decided to create a university online. Andrew Tate popped off. And then Andrew Tate got arrested. And he got banned off TikTok. Andrew Tate's team approached Abdul.
Andrew Tate's team approached Abdul.
Because they can see him doing very well on TikTok, popping off. He was getting mad views, and they seen potential in him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "You're not banned, so how about we create something with you?"
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he started. And alhamdulillah, along the way, we had many failures, many mishaps, but content-wise, we've got over 2 billion views now. And we shifted our market to the Middle East.
What did Andrew Tate's team want to create with Abdul?
So affiliate system. So you know how all you'd see. So the reason why you'd see Andrew Tate everywhere, right? There's a system that we do. It's a viral system. Instead of you, Billy J podcast, you got one page now. Imagine you had 100 pages, people repurposing your content. 100 people posting every single day. At one stage, all you'd see was Andrew Tate. Why? Because he had an affiliate system where he had Hustlers University as the product, and they had a link, and they'll make a commission by getting people in through their pages. Right? We've seen this system. Fuck, what a system! That's crazy, right? So he built an army. It's pretty much it's actually a war tactic. You build an army of people to spread your name like wildfire. You have all these different pages of yourself. It's all clipping. They clip. There's clipping agencies now. You've heard about clipping agencies now.
Yeah.
So this is something emerging new because of streamers. Streamers now that do a stream and then you see them all over TikTok.
Yeah.
The Aiden Rosses, the Kai Sanats. So we're all doing this before them. Okay. And from 2022 till now, we've been able to have like over 100 pages do very well and build our brand presence in the Middle East. We said our niche can be in the Middle East because there's a big, it's a blue ocean for us, Australia's tall poppy syndrome. Andrew Tate has the whole of America. America's saturated with a lot of these gurus and talking Luke Belmers and Iman Ghazis, and Europe is, but the Middle East, there's no Arab doing it well, So we formed the crew and we started this university. We have 8 courses in there now, alhamdulillah, e-commerce,
So
Airbnb.
this university is active?
Oh, mate, it's active. It's launching on 10th of October.
Okay, so it hasn't launched yet.
So we tried to do a launch last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you what happened.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So was this built with Andrew Tate's team?
Correct.
So they're involved?
Yeah, they're involved.
Okay.
Yeah, they're involved.
Have you guys had any contact with Tate yourselves?
No, not Tate. Just his team, right? So
Okay.
Tate, maybe later we'll do something with him in the next couple of years. But right now it's just his team. They've come up to us and they've approached us and we're doing it with them. Anyway, so we built up our brand presence now in the Middle East. We've pretty much become the talk of the Middle East, right? It's crazy. There's articles about him. He's everywhere. He's
About
everywhere.
Abdullah.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
So all the 1% stuff is everywhere. We tried to launch this December last year. Yeah. We done a launch. We hyped it up. We launched it. And we made $1.8 million in 2 days.
How?
Okay, so people signing up to the university. But guess what happened? Stripe blocked every payment after 10 grand.
Why is that?
Because all the transactions were coming from Middle Eastern banks. So the dogs, the Western Stripe system flagged everything.
So you launched this in Australia,
So
but
we launched
for
it
the
in
Middle East.
So imagine, right? All the pages, all our affiliate pages, most of them, they're based in the Middle East. So we're going everywhere in the Middle East, right? Australia as well, but we thought, stuff Australia, it's a shit market. We want to be the pride and the joy of the Middle East, right? And we want to be like the next revolutionaries for the future there. And because it's emerging, like everything in the Middle East is big. Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar. Now what you can see with, a lot of the things that are happening overseas.
Saudi Arabia and all that sort of stuff.
Saudi Arabia, it's the 2030 vision. It's massive. There's so much money in there and they're injecting so much money. And the oil's running out. So what are they doing? Different ventures now. So it's perfect time. Anyway, we started becoming very big there. We done a launch in December. We got $1.8 million in payments rejected. So that was like, that was scratching our hair for what, but that was like a soft launch, It proved to us that we can make big money.
Okay.
Khalas, done. All right, no worries. And then we stumbled upon someone that had a payment processor business. Okay, we've been working on that. $100,000 US later. Got a Dubai office now, office in Dubai. We registered company now in Dubai. We have a payment processor already. We've put it into our landing page. Now we can accept payment from Middle Eastern banks. So I was in Queensland recently for 8 days straight shooting content for 20 hours a day. 1,000 videos later, it's season 3 content. Alhamdulillah, in the last week, we've already got 15 million views and 40,000 email sign-ups ready for the 10th of October launch.
Okay.
So 40,000 people already signed up now. But we would never have learnt this or have been able to do something at this magnitude if it wasn't for failure. Failing forward. And that brings me back to everything. If you want to get into business, if you really want to be good at this social media game, if you really want to be good at e-commerce, anything that you want to do, you need to be ready to fail. You know, stop being a victim. Stop saying everything's a scam and go find out who's good. Go work with someone that's good, because money's being made. All these results, you see, it's not a lie. You know, look at High Smile. These guys are two boys from Queensland. They started in COVID. They're worth $750 million now. They're my age. They started at 24 years old. You know? What did they do different to what other founders are doing? Look at David Fogarty. You know David Fogarty?
Yeah,
the blankets.
The Woody.
Mate,
Woody guy.
What do you mean? 700... The
800,
guy's made nearly $1 billion.
Million, I think, yeah.
Yeah, $850 million. Where'd that money come from? Nowhere. A scam. There's ways to do it right, but you know what I mean? And I've been exposed and I've hanged around a lot of people. A lot of people in Queensland are doing it really well in e-commerce, and that's why I'm up there a lot. It's a different mindset up there, you know? Sydney has this fucking, I don't know, man. It's just one set way, you know?
So you think there's a difference in mindset from Queensland to Sydney?
Big time,
Yeah?
big time, big time. Because we have too much work opportunity here. There's too much of jobs available here. In Queensland, there's not many jobs available. There's not much, like, you know, the youth aren't all into working.
Okay.
They'd rather become something for themselves. Entrepreneurs, and everyone that does well around Australia, they go live there because it's the sunny state, you know. They'd rather have nice weather, good lifestyle. So you see a lot of entrepreneurs up there, you know.
Yeah.
Abdul, my mate, he's from Sydney, Liverpool. Then he's
from
he used to live in Liverpool. So obviously he's from Iraq. He came here, went to Syria, came here as a refugee, you know, and then they started in Sydney, then they moved up to Brisbane. There's a big Arab community in Underwood, South Brisbane. So they grew up there, and then he moved to the Gold Coast.
So this 1% college, it's an online university.
Okay. It's same as Hustlers University.
Is that what
same.
it is? Is it just the same sort of thing?
Concept,
same
yeah.
concept.
But
same sort of courses,
correct,
same everything.
Correct.
Okay. So how do you feel about someone saying, well, hold on, you've just copied Andrew Tate's whole blueprint?
Mother, what are you doing right now? What's your brand?
No, I'm just want to get your opinion for the people
I'd say try and do it.
Yeah.
Go do it. I want you to do it. I want you to be my competitor. Why? Because it's a fucking amazing business. Andrew Tate's making $20 million a month. Do I want to be making?
What about the people that will approach you and say, well, hold on, you don't have the influence that he has. Why should we buy your course and not pay for his one?
Correct. So that's why we need to build influence first. So now we've got over 2 billion views in the Middle East. In the last 10 days of running content, we've got nearly 20 million views. Does that tell you we're influential or not?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So our influence is getting built now. And we're speaking Arabic. So Andrew Tate doesn't have that Arab. He acted like he was a Muslim to get his Muslim followers. Look at him now. You know, it's all bullshit. We're actually Muslims. We're actually Arabs. And we're actually targeting the Arabs in the Arab world. That's why we're going to be better than him in the Arab world. We believe we are, you know. So his influence was not made because he's a superstar or he's born into it. He had a few videos on YouTube. What was it? The stupid reality TV shows. He was a bit of a kickboxer. And because he used the affiliate system, he created his own influence. So we learned the formula behind creating your own influence. And in the last 2 years, it's been absolutely amazing, you know. And that's why now I can do content and I can start posting videos and I know how to get views because we cracked the code, you know.
Let's talk about your content, right? Because I've been keeping up with your content the past week or two.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've come out swinging.
Yeah, 100%.
Essentially, at all the naysayers.
100%.
You've made a few videos talking about, you know, renting cars and all that sort of stuff. And talk to me about that. Why did you feel the need to hit back at the audience?
Of course.
Because a lot of people will say, just, you know, take it in your stride and, you know, don't respond to the hate and all that sort of stuff. But you did it completely different. You've come back and you've hit back at it. So why?
Number one, brother, is a boat can only be affected by the water that enters it, right? A boat will not sink by the water around it. The boat will only sink by the water that enters it. For me, nothing enters my vessel, mate. Nothing affects me anymore. I've become so thick-skinned to the internet, to everything, that I know there's going to be hate. right? So why not play on it? I know what sparks comments, and I know comments bring views. So if I want to bring out my brand awareness, I know my product is great. I know what I do is good and it's legitimate. Why not just play on the hate? End of the day, if you want to come into business with me, I know I'm going to give you a good product. If I was hiding behind a bad product and I knew I was doing something scammy, I wouldn't be doing this, right? So everybody that makes a bit of money online, what do they do first thing? They rent a car.
They
Look
rent
at
a Lambo.
me, buy my course, this,
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
they rent the Lamborghini.
So we do it for content.
Yeah.
We have a company, Queensland Luxury Hires. We're very close friends with them, okay? And we do a lot of marketing for them as well. So they give us rentals for cheap, you know? But not that cheap, but cheap, right? So when we're doing content for the 1% in the last 8 days, we rented cars every day, 3-4 cars a day. We spent about 30-40 grand on that, right? So I said to myself, I was cruising with my mate and like, bro, we spent like 30-40 grand on cars this week. We don't even own any of them, you know? I'm like, you know what? That's a good video. Let's make a video about that. And out of nowhere, it just hit me. And I'm like, don't be hating people that you know, rent cars. How many have we rented? 8-9 cars every day. We spent about 30-40 grand. That's how much you've spent on your Corolla to get to work every day. That's the car that you've bought. You spent 30-40 grand. We spent that on content.
It's funny how people have a weird take on people renting cars in Australia. Yeah. But the first thing they do when they go to Dubai is rent a car.
Rent cars, exactly. Why? Because I love the experience. They're just hating because they can't do it. Are you going to go spend $3,000-$4,000 a day on a car just to rent it?
Me, probably not.
Probably not. But for us, there's an ROI. You know what I mean? We think of it as a business thing. We know what captures your eyeballs. When you are scrolling, if I'm in a Prius and I'm trying to sell you something, or I'm in a Prius and I'm trying to tell you some advice, you're not going to respect me. Unfortunately, the world respects material these days. That's why people buy a Rolex. They don't buy a Rolex for to tell the time. It's to tell status. You know what I mean? It tells you how much my time is worth. If I can put 30, 40, 50, $100,000 on my wrist, what does that tell you? If I can go and drive a car and it's perception, you know? So you need to learn perception, what sells, what gets views, what gets clicks, and you need to use it. You need to use it as props, you know? End of the day, it's the new Hollywood. Social media is the new Hollywood.
Do you find that sort of content is what's hitting now?
It's the only thing that gets views.
Because a lot of people look at it and say that's cringe.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you've had those comments on social media and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, because I'm the same, right? I make content.
Yeah.
You know, there's been many times where I've posted a video and my initial reaction is like, fuck, man, I don't know if I'm going to get hate for that.
You know what's cringe?
I don't know if that's going to be cringe. Because I have those thoughts myself, right? Because I still post content now and I have those thoughts sometimes. And I'm sure there's people out there that look at my content and say that. You know, that's pretty standard across the board.
That means you're doing something right.
Do you feel like that sort of content is what's gonna help you pop off?
100%.
Because people are talking about you?
100%.
Yeah.
As long as they're talking about me, I don't care. You know? And you know what's cringe? Another man commenting on another man's photo. Another man taking his time out of his day to actually put, and you know what's more cringe? Using a fake account for that.
Right, yeah.
That's what I find cringe. Why would another man hate on another man that's trying to do something online? You know? What does that tell you about your own character?
You got to be a special type of person to hate on people
man.
trying to build
that's
something,
cringe
right?
as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I find cringe. So instead of hating, why don't you go try to do something for yourself? You know, go get your views, go get your brand up. Look at Jacob Najjar. You know, very prime example.
Thirsty monkey.
His content at the start was very cringe. You know, he'd do dumb content, but guess what? That's what made him blow up. That stupidity, his language barrier, the way he spoke, the way, yeah, baby, all that stuff. That's what. The cringe comments is what
he's being himself.
He's being himself. That's exactly right. You know,
there's a bit of authenticity about him, right?
There's a lot of authenticity. He's authentic, and people love that. You know, for every hater, you have a lover. You have to understand that. For not everyone hates on you. You know, I think like my mate Abdul, he's got a lot of hate, but he comes around. People ask him for photos.
I have noticed he's got a lot of hate
because he uses it.
On TikTok, he gets a shit ton of hate.
But the reason why is because he's learned how to make content that inspires hate. So he does it on purpose. He evokes hate out of people because the hate gets him views. So he's used it. He said, look, I figured out TikTok. He goes, listen, Ali, end of the day, TikTok is fueled by hate. So if you want to go, by the way, this is a big social media tip. If you want to go big on TikTok, you need to fuel hate. Right? Look at Bill Underworld. This, that, you know. What's he doing? He's exaggerating his persona. You need to exaggerate your persona, and you need to spark comments. It's the only way, right? If you're not doing that, then you're not going to get views.
Yeah.
That's the algorithm. So once you learn the algorithm, Instagram likes positivity. But now it's like a bit of trolling as well. It likes it, because there's so many different creators.
Yeah.
But TikTok loves hate,
Right.
loves negativity, right? It's fueled on negativity. Why? Because why do you watch the news? And why is the news full of bad news? You go on Channel 9, you watch the news, what is it? Look at Palestine, Lebanon,
Yeah.
look at Israel. How much were we immersed into bad news? But if everything was doing well, you'd be like, hey, they're doing well, stuff them,
Yep.
That's humanity, right?
It's unfortunate, but
It is what it is, bro. That's life. That's the psychology of a human being,
so
You need to evoke hate.
yeah.
Try be more Try get more haters. The more haters, the more your platform will grow.
And you find TikTok is better for that than Instagram, you said? Because
Yeah.
I find me personally,
You grow more on TikTok.
I've wrapped my head around Instagram, but when it comes to TikTok, I still haven't clearly wrapped my head around TikTok.
Yeah, so invoke more hate.
Yeah.
Definitely. Be controversial. Ask the controversial questions. Don't just be unfiltered. That's all it's about. And say things that are gonna spike comments. Like maybe sometimes look at Ashton Hall. Yeah, I'm gonna give you an example. Ashton Hall, right?
Oh man, good Ashley, he cracked me up, that guy, man. He's switched on.
But look at his life
Yeah.
now. Look what he's done with that content. And he's selling a $5,000 coaching program on the back end.
Yeah.
He's killing it. But what he done was all the bad comments he will put in the next video. He'd wear socks in the bathtub. Why? Because is anyone realizing that he just wore socks in the bathtub? He knows he's wearing socks in the bathtub. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. AirPods in the shower. He knows what he's doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking to a screen that there's no light.
He's trying to
does that
garner
do?
attention.
Yeah, exactly. It creates memes, it creates trolls, and it creates virality. They're all viral techniques.
So now that 1% is launching next month,
10th
or
of October,
10th of
inshallah,
October, is the goal for you and your team now to focus on that?
Oh, it's big things from that.
Yeah.
Very big things. So my mentorship will go. I won't be doing much mentorship programs. So we've created a company called Brand HQ as well, where we're getting business partnership opportunities 50-50 now. We have a team that creates everything for you, and then we go 50-50 with everything. So we have that. I'm systemizing that. So that's seminars. We're doing seminars weekly for that. Me and Abdul, we sell our programs together now. But we're going to focus more on the 1%, because from the 1%, we can do a lot of things. So imagine having 100,000 community, right? Or paying $100 US a month, which is how it is. And everyone that gets someone on board gets $45. So you're creating an army now of affiliates, and you're creating an army of pretty much people that are working for you, right? The people in the Middle East that can't afford e-commerce, they can't afford Airbnb, they can't afford that. They can afford making pages of you and start spreading you out as well, and make $45 for every sign up. So we're creating a lot of jobs now in the Middle East for a lot of the youth. We've got an army of 1,200 people now making content of us. Alhamdulillah, it's going crazy. And that's all from the lessons that we've learned from social media, to be honest. And we're thinking massive scale now. My mentorship will probably end very shortly. I won't be teaching people any courses. I can't be doing that anymore. I've got 2 courses already inside the 1%. One is e-commerce, one is social media marketing agency, how to build a white label agency. So I'll just be doing work in the university from now, to be honest. That's my shift now.
Aside from the businesses you've built, you obviously invest in a few things.
Yeah.
Right, because wealth is built through assets,
100%.
not through business. Essentially,
100%, yeah.
I saw on your Instagram you were having a chat with your dad in the car the other day, and you guys were talking about apartments.
Yeah, assets versus liabilities.
Assets versus liabilities, but your dad's opinion was, apartments is the way to go, and you backed that up.
Buy asset first. So that was an example. An apartment was an example of an asset, right? So would you rather buy an asset or a liability? A lot of people, when they make money, they go buy a car. A lot of people, when they make money, they go buy designer. They buy the watch. They buy this. And then what? Then they lose all their money, right? You need to have a strategy in place for investments. Very important. And I'm very fortunate that I have my mate, Zach, who's also in the 1%. He's a very good friend of mine. He's in Queensland now. He's from Liverpool. He's got a 30 property portfolio in Brisbane, Perth and Sydney, but mostly Perth and Brisbane. So that's why we are focused heavily on investing more in properties in Perth and in Brisbane, because they're up and coming. Sydney and Melbourne's pretty washed at the moment. Your parents tell you go buy a house here. They got no idea about investing, to be honest, right? They'll tell you go buy a house here and go live in it and start a family, and this, it's a liability. You living in your own home that you buy is a liability. I'd rather rent where I live and have assets that are paying me passive income, positive gearing assets that are paying me passive income, that pay for my rent, that pay for my car, that pay for my expenses. Right, so alhamdulillah, I've been able to build a portfolio now, mainly in Perth and Brisbane, and my mate helps me. He's a property manager. He helps me with that. And that's why I'm not a flashy person. You know, I'm not about all that flashiness. You see my page, it's barely anything, right? But I've got my Range Rover, I've got my car, alhamdulillah, I'm happy with that. I travel, I have the freedom to travel, and I invest most of my income on assets at the moment, because from 30 to 40, I really believe now I need to build as much assets as possible.
And that's mainly real estate?
Correct, mainly real estate, and crypto as well. You know, I'm in crypto, I'm in stocks, I'm in real estate, but mostly is real estate. And inshallah, we're going to start developing very shortly.
How do you find the right
so the guy that has portfolio of 30, he has blue chip properties now. So all the real estate, he's got very good connections. Before they hit the market, they give it to him, and you get $100,000 under market value straight away. So my equity has already grown 100 grand as soon as I make that investment, and then in the next 5 years, it's going to double. I'll buy townhouses near the beach. In Perth, the rent's great there. You know, Brisbane apartments, the rent's great there, and the prices are 3 times cheaper than Sydney. You know, so that's what we're doing at the moment.
Okay. And you say crypto.
Yeah.
Tell me about your crypto investments.
So I've lost a lot in crypto, but I found out that if you know the right people, then you can make a lot of money with crypto. I bought XRP when it was at 70 cents. I bought 10,000 units of it. And look at it now, you know. I've been buying Bitcoin for years now. I was actually offered to buy Bitcoin when it was $2,000. I was a bit stupid back then. I said no. I regret it now, but it is what it is. But these assets, this is digital gold, this is digital silver. This is the future of the world. And only when you travel to places like Dubai, to places like Europe, to the Middle East, to people that are more advanced than Australia, because we're 10 years behind always, you know. You go to Japan, you go to China, you see that crypto is being used like crazy. And you can see it as the future, you know. And being in Dubai mostly is what taught me that, yeah, crypto is the future. So I buy crypto, I dollar cost average in, you know, your DCA, which means you buy, when there's red days, you just buy a little bit. You keep buying for the next 10 years, you'll be fine. As long as you're a long-term investor, not a short-term investor, then you'll be fine. You know, but people are losing a lot of money in crypto. They're saying it's a scam. Obviously, as you know, when you lose money, you think it's a scam, but they just don't know how to trade. You know, so learn the skills first. Very important.
So your end game, you see yourself. No, I mean in the short term, you see yourself relocating to the Middle East, or are you staying in Australia?
I got my son here. You know, me and his mum are divorced, so my son's very important to me. He's the main reason why I stay in Sydney, to be honest, and that's why I'm not traveling all the time. I wouldn't want to be based here, to be honest. There's nothing really here. I'd rather be overseas, but alhamdulillah, you know, I've got morals. My dad, you know, he kept us. I'm not going to go and give away my son to someone else. You know, his mum's Brazilian as well. So it's very hard for me to do that. So my son's with me now, and inshallah, when I relocate, he'll come with me half, because we're 50-50 split. He can come with me 50th. You know, we'll see how it goes as he grows up. But I want to essentially be based in the Middle East for 6 months a year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's important for me, because a lot of my business is going to go there.
You said there's no end game.
Nah, never.
So what's the long-term goal? What's the long-term play?
Growth, man. Life is all about growth. If you're not growing, then you're dying.
But you obviously have other goals that you want to hit.
Of course, man.
Other than this online university, which is coming up next. Do you want to share a bit about that?
It's massive, to be honest. It's actually massive. And you know what? I'll put it out there because it's very hard for people. This is a very hard thing for someone to do, right? So my end game with e-commerce, let's say the end goal for e-commerce, becoming the Jeff Bezos of the Middle East. And how would I do that? I'll give you the blueprint. Why? Because it's very hard to do anyway. This 1% thing is we're building a community. Okay, if I taught you how to swim, yeah, are you gonna trust me over someone else? I've taught you. right? You know how to swim because of me. Aren't you going to praise Ali that taught you how to swim? Not Jeffrey, not John. He didn't teach you. Ali taught me. So you'd say, okay, the person who taught me is the person who taught me, right? If I teach you how to start an e-commerce business, wouldn't you want to venture with me later on? True? So imagine this concept that I'm using right now, which I'm testing now at a small magnitude, right? I want to do this at a much larger scale. And imagine having 100,000 members in the 1% university. And then later on, you know Shein, yeah? You've seen Shein, you've seen Alibaba.
Yep.
Now, the problem with Shein in the Middle East, everyone's using it, everyone's loving it. They're loving Shein, right? But what's the delivery times? Can they get couriers? Is there enough warehousing? Is there good shipping systems? It's all rubbish everywhere. The payment processes are broken. It doesn't work. So my big goal is to, and the funny thing is, right, when I used to do aircon when I was a bit younger, I'd always tell my boss, I want to start a company like Amazon called Bi'a, right? Sell it in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And I want to start something like that. So I always had this thought when I was way before doing any of this. And now, subhanAllah, how my universe has shifted and my paradigm shifted to actually get what I wanted back then. So another tip, if you really want something and you believe in it, you got to speak it into existence. You can't be scared. You know, Mystic Mac, Conor McGregor, how he used to speak things in it. You need to believe that, you know, manifestation is real by the power of Allah, of course. Everything comes from Allah. Nothing is because of me. It's all because of Allah. And the reason why I changed my life is because I decided to start praying, you know. The only reason when I told you I had that day where I said I'm going to eat shit today, that's the day I started praying, to be honest. You know, I used to always uttish, don't pray, don't really, you know. The day I started praying is when I put my hand with God. God lifted my life up, you know. Obviously, he makes you eat shit at the start. You need to suffer first because you need to learn the lessons as a man. And a lot of people, they say, oh, I started praying, why am I suffering now? They don't get it, so they get back into their life. They don't understand this is your phase one. You need to suffer first.
Yeah.
And then, so I've been able to have a vision now where create as many students as possible, teach them how to sell e-commerce online, open up warehouses and courier companies in the Middle East, all over the Middle East, create a massive general store like an Amazon, based in the Middle East, exclusive for the Middle East. Like Lebanon, there'll be 4 factories. Dubai, there'll be factories. Abu Dhabi, every country has factories. And then every student that wants to buy product now, instead of investing from Alibaba and bringing it to their home, where they're going to bring it to my warehouse. So we'll do the picking, the packing, the marketing on our platform. You got everything on. It's exactly Amazon 2.0, pretty much. But it's only the Middle East, exclusive for the Middle East. One day, same day deliveries.
Yep.
So people will start, e-commerce will become massive in the Middle East, and I'll be the owner of everything.
That's quite a vision now.
Billionaire. That's my billionaire vision. That's my $1 billion vision.
Nah, look, man. I hope. Look,
Inshallah.
you seem like you've got a strong head on your shoulders there, and I'm sure you know whatever you put your mind to, you'll achieve. Man, I just want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
It's been a very insightful conversation.
Thank you for having me, man.
And